first in today's Belmont Stakes after taking the Preakness and Kentucky Derby. Otherwise, Prime Minister Stephen Harper offered more help to Ukraine today, but it falls short of what that country says it really needs. Harper made a quick stop in Kiev on his way to the G7 summit in Germany and listened to another plea for arms to fight off any invasion by the Russian army. Ukraine's president says that invasion is imminent, but as Terry Molesky reports, Harper and Ukraine's other allies are reluctant.
Stephen Harper's third trip to build solidarity with Ukraine comes just as Ukraine is being battered by fresh attacks from Russian-backed separatists. In the east of the country, the conflict has flared up again, with the Minsk ceasefire agreement seemingly in tatters. So Ukraine wants more than solidarity. Today, Harper toured a police academy and pledged to send 10 police officers to help with training. His Ukrainian counterpart made it plain that what his country really wants is weapons. After meeting with President Petro Poroshenko, Harper was cautious. He did not say no to weapons, merely that so far, non-lethal equipment is all he's offering.
We would only go beyond that in concert with our allies, and obviously these are matters on which we have ongoing dialogue.
For his part, Poroshenko said the dialogue about military equipment is going well, but he is also warning of a full-scale Russian invasion, and he's under intense pressure to give his people some relief.
The CBC's Terry Molesky in Ukraine. Hundreds of people lined up in Montreal to pay their respects to former Quebec Premier Jean Parizeau today. His body lay in state at the building housing the provincial pension fund manager that Parizeau helped create in the 1960s. Several provincial politicians attended the visitation, including Quebec Premier Philippe Couillard, who praised Parizeau as a great builder. Couillard announced last week the building would be renamed after Parizeau, who died earlier this week at the age of 84. The state funeral for Parizeau will be held Tuesday afternoon in Montreal. U.S. President Obama delivered a deeply personal eulogy today at the funeral for Vice President Joe Biden's son, Beau.
He did in 46 years what most of us couldn't do in 146. He left nothing in the tank. He was a man who led a life where the means was as mean as the ends.
The former soldier and state attorney general for Delaware died a week ago of brain cancer at the age of 46. Obama says Biden brushed away the possibility of privilege for the harder, better reward of earning his own way. His eulogy reflected the bonds that he and Joe Biden have developed over more than 6 years together in the White House. A British naval officer says there are indications that 500,000 would-be migrants are gathering in Libya to attempt a dangerous crossing of the Mediterranean to Europe. British Defense Secretary Michael Fallon, who is on board a Royal Navy ship in the Mediterranean, has warned that Europe could face a massive wave of migration unless it unites to tackle the problem of people smugglers exploiting the political turmoil in Libya.
Europe has to tackle this much further back, not simply the symptoms, rescuing them at sea, but the causes to the trafficking groups involved, the criminal gangs making money out of this trade in human misery, and in the end, we have to reduce the incentive for people to leave these countries in West Africa and East Africa.
Warships and Coast Guard vessels have rescued at least 2,000 migrants today. Finally, a Malaysian official is blaming a group of foreigners, including 2 Canadians, for a deadly earthquake at the country's highest mountain. The number of people killed in Friday's quake has climbed to 13 now, with 6 people still missing. Malaysia's Deputy Chief Minister of Sabah State in Borneo says the 10 foreigners disrespected the sacred Mount Kinabalu when they posed naked there last week. The minister says a special ritual would be conducted to, in his words, appease the mountain spirit. And that is CBC News.